Corey Miller isn't worried about the Alabama's defense. The former NFL linebacker and father to injured Alabama linebacker Christian Miller joined me and Lee Shervanian on the opening kickoff on WNSP-FM 105.5 on Wednesday to talk college football. He didn't disappoint. Alabama is still Alabama, Corey Miller said about the Tide's 31-24 win last week against Mississippi State. "One thing I know, people now want to take Auburn in the Iron Bowl. And I'll say this, I talked to the guys and I talked to my son, these guys are going to be ready to play." Quote, "The Tide gave up a very untied like 330 yards to the Bulldogs. The stat alone wouldn't give fans pause for concern. Unless, of course, the team only gives up 252 yards a game. And that's with the Mississippi State game's numbers averaged in. I'm not 1 ounce worried about Alabama," said Corey Miller, who spent 9 years in the NFL with the Giants and Vikings. "They are built to play on big stages, in a big atmosphere, to take everyone's best punch. Guess what? That team in Tuscaloosa, they're prepped for this type of work. I'm going to put people on notice right now. Alabama's going to show up. The bus is going to roll and they won't be afraid of what they saw last week." Quote, "What we saw last week was Auburn trash Georgia 40-17. Coach Gus Malzahn's offense rolled up 488 yards while his defense shut down Sony Michel and Nick Chubb for a combined 46 yards, 233 below their season average. Georgia's not Alabama," said Corey Miller, who currently works Fox 57 in South Carolina. Quote, "Georgia coach Kirby Smart's doing a great job. He's a friend of mine. But they are not Alabama. And Auburn's going to find out what you saw last week is not what you will see in a week and a half. I can promise you that. I'm not one bit afraid of what's going to happen down there." Quote, he did admit the Alabama defense was tough to watch. But it wasn't just because of the injuries at linebacker. "I'd say it was the defensive line," he explained. "I like to call it dancing with the offensive line." Quote, "The things that stuck out," Corey Miller said, "were not getting off blocks, not penetrating and getting into the backfield and sticking to blocks." He added the linebackers have taken a hit. Quote, "As far as Christian Miller's biceps tear, he's doing great," Corey Miller said. "Rehab is going great, really positive and working hard. He's getting his strength back. We're happy with where he is. He was set for a great year. Again, some things are out of your control. Just have to keep the faith and trust everything is going to work out." Quote, Mark Heim is a sports reporter for the Alabama Media Group. Follow him on Twitter at Mark_Heim.